the Weekly Buzz. I'm Eric Haltman.
And I'm Dan Gershenson.
Yes, you are. And today, Dan, I have surprising news.
What's that?
Today is July 11th. You know what also that means? 7-Eleven, which means after the Buzz, I'm going to 7-Eleven to get my free Slurpee. Free Slurpees for everyone, courtesy of the Buzz.
Oh, wow.
Dan, when you go get a Slurpee, what's your favorite kind of concoction there?
I stay with the basic Coke Slurpee. That's kind of that's how I roll.
I like to go cherry, then cherry or Coke, and then cherry, and then Coke, and then you kind of mix it together ultimately, and it's like a cherry Coke.
Nice.
Pretty good. I have a question for you.
Yes.
I was looking at Twitter, as often I do, and Twitter seems to be exploding with this guy named, let me get this right, LeBron James.
Yes, Mr. LeBron James is kind of taking over social media right now.
He is.
Yes.
It's every other topic is something related to him, I think. And
yes.
I think Microsoft was at the bottom when I last checked. Not really sure why.
Yes, if people are in the dark at this very moment, let me be the first to break it to you if you haven't gone to ESPN or anywhere else. But LeBron James is returning to the Midwest officially.
Yeah, go get your Slurpee, settle down, watch ESPN, and be glad you don't live in Cleveland right now.
Yes.
If you live in Cleveland right now.
Yeah. Well, I lived in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale. I lived in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area for a number of years, and they will get by. There are other things to do besides watch basketball in Florida.
Absolutely. You can go swimming in that little lake. There's a little lake.
Bingo at the local, country club. There's shuffleboard. There's all kinds of things.
As shocked as I was to hear about LeBron, I was also very shocked to learn that Facebook conducted a little study recently that was manipulating news feeds based on how people didn't respond to the stories that they were seeing, and it was trying to figure out what mood they were in. It was almost like the Facebook mood ring. Did you hear about that?
I have, yeah, and without their permission for that, I guess.
That's weird that Facebook would do something without someone's permission.
That is. Well, I think here's the thing that I noticed: 95% of the world hears something like that, they get outraged for about a day, and then tomorrow they flip on their computer and they get on Facebook. So it's fine. I understand where people are coming from, absolutely. And if I was Facebook, just because somebody has an opt-in and obviously has become a member, let that be a lesson to all of us, really, to never take our members for granted, and to always make sure that even though we've gotten their permission to become part of our community, that maybe you want to be a little more transparent and say, hey, if it's okay, this is what's going on. And, we get that from our bank when they're going to charge a different fee most of the time. That's the kind of thing that's just a good steward. That's just being a good person who's going to communicate 100% with their clients, their customers, and say, hey, this is what's going on, just so you know. If we don't have your permission for this, even though we had your permission to be a member, please let us know. And that's a good way to go about it.
Well, what's funny to me is they had to create content that was gonna, it was either very positive or very negative, and people responded back, and they noticed that if it was a negative thing that they saw in their newsfeed, that there were more negative reactions or comments or things that they posted on their page.
Yeah.
Isn't that an everyday thing on Facebook? We see somebody, we're single, we see somebody getting married, we're upset, or, somebody posts a baby picture and, we don't have our family started yet. I mean, there's all sorts of things. I'm on a trip in the south of France, blah, blah, blah. I'm not, and I'm upset. I don't think that they probably needed to fabricate much content to get people upset one way or the other, or happy one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's definitely something that I think, again, Facebook has been looking at how to get more quality content overall rather than just an endless stream of consciousness from people who document their lives practically on anything that happens. I mean, I have had good friends or relatives who love them, but they it's like every other major or minor thing in their life is documented on Facebook, and it just becomes like, oh wow, you bought a lamp. Thank you so much for sharing that news with So I think Facebook has to really kind of, unfortunately, it's a catch-22. If they say, okay, open and free for all, that you can share whatever you want, then the quality goes down and you have a lot of crap in your stream. If they then, though, take control and try to manipulate that system, then people are going to say, why the heck are you manipulating my system? These are my friends. These are my fans. So it's a tough spot for them. But either way they go, when they do something like this, obviously you want to come out and say, hey, we're doing this.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the mood ring. I think my sister or one of her friends had a mood ring once, and I was either always blue or it was black. So, but there is a cool new lamp. There's a cool new lamp that I saw today. Did you see this thing? It's a cloud, and it's got sounds, and it's controlled by an app, and it thunders, and I don't know if it lightnings and rains on the table above you, but that's kind of cool. I don't know. I think they're charging something like $6,000 for this thing. So,
there's money well spent.
Sounds like a little bit of a Hammaker Schlemmery kind of thing. You say Hammaker Schlemmery? And speaking of Quirky, did you check out? I sent you a link. Did you check out Quirky?
I did. Why don't you tell the folks about it?
Well, I saw this actually on CBS Sunday Morning a few weeks ago, and this is awesome. For anybody that's ever had a quirky idea, an invention that they want to get out there, or something along that line, as we know, most inventors usually have 5 to 10 ideas a day, but this allows them to potentially get their idea, their invention made. And what's happening is they vote on this at Quirky, the company. And if your idea gets enough votes, they make this and take it to market, and they market it for you, and they sell it. And if I have my information right, you get 10% of all sales. So one example was this guy built this, I don't know, it's like an air conditioner that's controlled by an app. They sold $1 million worth of this in the first year, and he got $100,000. So something that never, and by his admission, something that would never have been taken to market, never made. You'd never have, even if you made it, a lot of people make these things and then they don't have the money to take them, market them. They can't afford an Uber Blue.
Right.
But because then they'd be hugely successful. But it's really kind of cool. I encourage people to check it out. It's Quirky.com. QUIRKY.com. And so you buy stuff, and some of the stuff I'd seen, I don't know if it was on an airplane, in the Sky Mall or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Well, along those lines, I was wondering what you thought of this. I noticed the other day, Kickstarter, right? The platform for funding, crowdfunding, where people can have an idea and then put it out there to the world and have a certain goal, and then hopefully it's funded. So a gentleman got on there the other day and said he had the lofty goal of making potato salad.
Who's not on a quest to make good potato salad? And be sure to leave it in the sun with mayonnaise.
Do you know how much money he got so far, last I checked, for making potato salad on Kickstarter?
Does everybody get some? because that's the deal. You got if you contribute, you get it.
I don't even know if it's that, but how much do you think he got on Kickstarter for putting up that much, for putting up something about that?
And I honestly have no previous knowledge of this. I'm going to say $210,000.
Well, that because you're such an optimistic person and faith in humanity that you have, that, but still, he got $38,000.
That's a lot of potatoes.
That's a lot of potatoes. A lot of potato salad.
I'm going to still contribute because I'm still on a quest for a really good potato salad. There's always something weird with potato salads. If our viewers have any good potato salad recipes, I wish they would share them with us. The summer's still young.
I don't know. Maybe we should start, making chicken salad and potato salad and putting it up on Kickstarter and getting funded for our as a little extra thing.
I'm going to throw this out to Guy Fieri and who else do we want to add to the mix? Rick Bayless. Who's the other guy, Dan? I'd like them to join the buzz one week and tell us their potato salad restaurant or recipes.
But, it definitely raised something to me. Like, people were all like, a friend, it got posted quite a bit, as you can imagine, all over social media. And, a few people were like, oh, now why in the world would you fund this? And, when there's other causes that you could give this money to, no argument there. Obviously, giving that much money to somebody to make potato salad is a little insane. But to me, it was like, well, don't blame the guy. Blame Kickstarter. Like, blame the stupid organization that even allowed something like that to happen and didn't say, yeah, maybe we shouldn't put the guy who makes potato salad under our umbrella when we have other causes of value. So it's like, it raises an interesting question of, is there anything that is it just completely free for all? Because apparently it sure seems like it.
I know I should have. I don't know if this was a Kickstarter, but years ago I forgot that I left a Twinkie in a box, and this Twinkie must have been at least, I'm going to say 7 years old conservatively, and it was still in pretty good shape. I could have sold that on eBay for sure. And people have tried to sell stuff like that, like potato salad. Good for him if he gets $38,000 for making potato salad. Just hope he doesn't have to ship it to everybody. If he ships, here's his downfall. He ships it to people, they get botulism or E. coli or whatever you're going to get, and then everybody sues him and the FDA comes after. See the downside to this?
Yes. Yes.
You can have your potato salad and eat it too, Dan.
Yes. It's crazy to me. So all I'm saying is, from this point on, Kickstarter, please have some kind of internal board of some sort so that you're not getting played to look like fools. The more potato salad people you have on your site, it's a good, don't get me wrong, Kickstarter is still it's a great idea, and crowdfunding is an excellent source for a lot of really good causes, and mostly good causes. I mean, but every time you let something like this slip through, it just kind of really puts a little bit of a ding in the brand that they're better than that. So
I'm going to be making next week. I'm going to start a new Kickstarter project, and it's Eggo waffles.
I bet you can pretty much.
I don't think Kellogg's is going to have a problem with it. I'm going to resell. I'm going to ramp up and say that I'm making this. It's all going to be up, and then I should be able to ship them out fairly easier. Just tell people to go pick it up at your local grocery store. So I had one other app that I came across actually recently. It's called Whisper. Are you familiar with Whisper?
No. What is that?
So Whisper again is one of these anonymous things, but it's a little less. At least from what I can tell, you can post these things anonymously on Whisper, and then you type out what you want to say that's been weighing heavy on your heart, whatever it is. and then you select a picture out of the stock that they have on there, and then you post it, and people like it, and they can follow you. Again, I didn't really play around with it too much. I was just wondering if you knew about it. You can take a look at it and see. The idea is that you're anonymous, and you can some of it that I saw on their Whisper website was a little less than family friendly, but and as you can imagine, oh, well, that's weird. I can say whatever I want, and nobody's going to think to say something weird. I was just wondering if you knew. So
no, but it's good for the rest of the folks to know about apps. And if you come across anyone out there comes across suggestions for the app of the week, please let us know, and we'd love to check it out and feature it and talk a little bit about it.
What about the Yo app, Dan? The Yo app? It just
I've not heard of
it. Is you post you text or uh-oh. Do you see
what?
me?
What?
Yeah. Oh, I'm back. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see
you
just
a little
fine.
Weird.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I saw my Uber Blue guy, and there he was. Anyway, check out the Yo app. I'm Eric Haltman for the Weekly Buzz.
And I am Dan Gershenson.
Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next week right here. Subscribe, share, and comment.